Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Atif, and here is my solution for the credit approval system assignment. I am using Django DRF or Django REST framework as an API layer and PostgreSQL as our primary relational database. And third one we are using is Celery plus Redis for the background work. Redis is used for the queuing of the works, and Celery is used for executing these works. So let us talk about the architecture of this assignment. So I have divided the whole assignment into these two apps, the customer app and loans app separately, to maintain the architecture and scalability. So in customer app we have also handled the background task in this task.py file. So we are using pandas for reading the Excel files here. So this is a function which is ingest data. So this part of this function is handling the storing of data from Excel file to the DB. So this is the part for ingesting customers, and this is the part for ingesting the loans data from Excel file to DB. So this is all about the background workflow of the assignment. Then we will talk about the customer registering of the customer. So first of all we have to define a model, which is in this models.py file, where the actual structure of how the customer will looks we have defined here. So customer ID is the primary key for this customer model, and we have all the required field which as asked in the PDF: first name, last name, phone number, monthly salary, approved limit, current debt, age, etc. Okay, so then we are using serializers, which are very useful while working with DRF, which also allows us to use serializers, which is also a standard practice. So these helps us to convert Django objects to the JSON format. So these are very helpful. Then we have this view.py file, where the actual registration of the customer is happening. So this file is doing the registration of the customer. So this is all about the registration part. Then we have loans app. So in loans app, first of all we have defined the structure of the loan, how will the loan looks like, and loans primary ID is the primary key is the loan ID, and we have connected this customer table through this customer ID, which is also a foreign key for this table. Then again we are using serializers, which are again converting complex Django objects to the JSON format. But here we have separated the business logic from the HTTP layer. So we have separately defined this services.py file, where the complex computations are happening. So we have separated these from the HTTP layer, because view.py file is a file which calls the appropriate services function according to the need. So we have defined here check eligibility function, etc., and uh, this will call the appropriate serial services function from the services.py file. This is all about the handling loan part. And third one we have I have totally dockerized the project using docker compose, and we can run it using this command docker compose up dash dash build. So let me check, are all of our containers are up and running. So yes, our all containers are up and running. Let's see this code in action. So we are using Postman for the testing. So first end point which we have to implement was registration of the user. So we can give any name to the user2, but we are also handling the validations correctly, because if we don't give any field, then it will ask for every field. So yes, it is also returning a bad status code, bad request, and this field is required error also, it is giving for every field. But if we provide all the fields correctly, then we will be able to create the user and get the response of the new user created. So we are getting this customer ID, which is primary key, and the customer name, etc. Okay, now the second endpoint which we have to implement was check eligibility. So customer ID is needed for checking the eligibility. Let's say we have the customer ID with 11 and loan amount, interest rate and tenure. So it will tell us if that person is able to get the loan or not. So we are getting approval as true, so we can get the loan of 9 lakh for this customer with ID 11. So we can create this loan also through this endpoint, which is local create loan. So with this create loan, we can give the customer ID, loan amount and interest rate to create the loan. So the customer ID was 11, so we can create a loan from this endpoint also. So we have created a loan which has a ID which is 10,001 as ID. So we have to implement the next endpoint, which was viewing the loan through its ID. So the loan which we have created just has ID 10,001. So if we write the 10,001 in request and hit enter, then we will get the details of that loan which we have created just now, and we are also getting the customer details also. So here are the customer details. And the last endpoint which we have to implement was viewing all the loans associated with the customer through its customer ID. So we have created loans for customer ID with ID 11. So we can check all of his loans through this endpoint, view loans and customer ID. If we hit enter, then we are getting the 3 loans which are associated with this customer, and the third loan is what we have created just now. So so these are the all 5 endpoints which I have created using DRF, and I have used standard practices like serializers, which is also an advantage of DRF. So yes, that's and dockerized the whole app, and I have also written tests for this project which are again for bonus points. So that's all about my side. Thank you for the opportunity.